Hi, Home and Texture. I'm Amber Guyton. Welcome to my bungalow in Atlanta, Georgia. So I bought this bungalow in 2021. I was living in San Francisco during the pandemic and decided to move back to Atlanta. I lived here before for about 5 years. And it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, new construction, but it was built craftsman style to look like the bungalows in this area. And I've just made it my own with all the color and texture and pattern that I've added inside. So when you first walk into my home, you are entering the living room. I am all about comfort, so I have a large sofa. This is the Haven, I believe, from West Elm. And then I have a sitting chair, a couple sitting chairs for friends, a lot of pillows. I love different patterns and textures. And then this art piece above the sofa, it's by Ronald Jackson. He has some amazing artwork, and I just love this piece. It's called Johnny May. So this coffee table is actually called the Art Display coffee table from West Elm. I love how on the marble base you can add different coffee table books. So I've got a lot. I've got Afro Chic and Kende Wiley, a lot of different books. Jonathan Green, he is a very famous artist that's well known in South Carolina. So I have a book of some of his artwork. As soon as you walk in, you see the art from the covers of the books, but also the art on the walls. So then after you're coming out of the living room, you're immediately greeted by this large statement mirror. It's a nice look at myself before I walk out the door. It's timeless. It's something that I can have in any home that I live in. I've got a bookshelf here displaying some of my favorite books, color coordinated, of course. And then you also see this large gallery wall that I've added to over time. The centerpiece, one of them at the top is from B. Moore, and then the one under the light is by Melissa Kobe. I am inspired by artwork, and so if I find a piece that I love, I want to add it to my own personal museum gallery wall in my home. My home style and my design style in general, I would define it as soulful maximalism. The common thread throughout the house and a lot of my homes that I've designed is brass and gold. So every space you'll find a little hint of brass or gold, whether that's the light fixtures or knickknacks. Atlanta is a constant inspiration. It's unapologetically Black. Everywhere you go, there are Black people, there's Black artwork. You're reminded of the rich history here in the South. I have a lot of Black art throughout my home. And because this is what I do for a living now, I want to constantly feel like I can play with different designs and things inside of my home before I take them into someone else's. So this is my kitchen. I love my kitchen. It was brown and beige when I first moved in, and I was like, we gotta change that. So I painted the kitchen cabinets, beautiful green color, and then I also replaced all the hardware with brass hardware, so these little hexagons make me happy. Then everything else was pretty much the same. This tile was already here, the appliances, but I just felt like even though the green cabinets were a great start, I wanted to add some more color. Again, with some of the Black furniture in the living room, I added this beautiful Black wall cabinet. And then I had my friend Michelle Key of M Key Designs. I told her I wanted something botanical. And so we created this mural that she freestyled with some of my favorite plants. And I just love the magenta and the blush that's kind of hinted throughout. The last big thing we added in the kitchen was my wallpaper from my collection with Mitchell Black. It's Low Country Sweetgrass, and the teal and magenta on the wall just is the perfect balance with all of the green that I added to the kitchen. I feel like your kitchen pendants that are over your island or in your kitchen in general, they're like the earrings to the dress, right? So I added these. They remind me of Waffle House. They remind me of like an old school diner. And I just, again, with the brass, it's just the perfect touch to the space. Now this side of the house, I have my home office, my guest room, and my guest bathroom. My guest bathroom originally was green and white, but I recently painted it this lavender purple color called Thistle from Sherwin-Williams. And one thing I love to do, I feel like is a true hack with small spaces or small bathrooms, is to mount the shower curtains from the ceiling, or at least as high as possible. It just makes the space feel bigger. And then I really love the florals I was able to add. I've been to Italy a few times, so I love this art piece from Italy, from the Italian shore. This tile was one of the things in the house that was already done when I got here, but I really love how it just has like this basket weave feel. I did paint the walls previously gray, so it went with it, but even with the new color, it still works. Okay, so this is my Crayola box of the house. I love this bedroom. The first thing I did in this room was add this cool accent wall by my friends at the Boardroom Accent Walls. I already had the bed. I just added some pop of color with the sheets and the pillows. I have a nice little sitting nook over here in the corner with this sitting chair, a mirror for my guests. So I'm really inspired by florals. So you'll see a lot of colors similar to some of the art in the gallery wall, a lot of florals. So this black woman with flowers, this is by Oliver Girl Art. Some of these pieces, like Wendy O'Connell, she's very famous. She's in North Carolina. This is by Art by Monday. But yeah, some of the pieces are just finds from like Home Goods and around. And I just love gallery walls. I love how organic it could feel just mixing different art pieces together. They all have similar colors and it just makes a fun space even better. I am a firm believer in Black faces in all the spaces. And so my home has Black faces everywhere. Black women with flowers in their hair, Black people. There's a historic picture of a funeral that has been in like every auntie's house, grandma's house in my life. So that's on my gallery wall. So I love to travel. So travel is a big influence on my design style in my own house. Been to about 30, 35 countries. Everything from the culture, the architecture, the colors. Like I went to Morocco early last year and just like all the terracotta and the rugs. I just love everything about travel. And so I try to bring a little piece of that back with every trip. So this is my primary bedroom. It makes me so happy. I love the moodiness of it. The walls are Valspar's Pitch Cobalt, which is a really dark navy. And then I love wallpaper on the ceiling and taking advantage of that fifth wall. So I found this amazing pattern by Lindsay Corals and I had it added to my ceiling, and then I pulled the chartreuse and some of the purples out of the wallpaper and designed the rest of the room. So my nightstands and my dresser are navy blue as well. My bed is this beautiful chartreuse color. It's just ornate and it just feels super feminine and timeless. As you can see, there is no TV or any electronics in here. It's just straight up bed and bathroom. And that's the way I love it. When I come into my bedroom, I want to relax. I want to forget about the day that just passed and rest for the next one. Cabria Asha painted this image. I just love how she gives me a side eye every morning to get out of bed. But it's also super inspirational and I love the colors from the flowers again. But yeah, it's not a large bedroom, but it's big enough for me and I wanted to make it as beautiful and as moody as possible. But yeah, this is my favorite spot in the house. So this last space in the house is the only space that's upstairs. It was a storage closet, pretty much. My older sister has 3 kids. So when they come here to visit, I wanted to create a space that was fun and whimsical and a place that the kids could just like have a good time and call their own. So they got a swing in the window that they can swing in. There is a desk if they want to do homework. This sofa actually pulls out into a queen-size bed. And then these chairs were actually a great find from HomeGoods. I love animal print, and they're swivel, they're fun. I think they just complete the room and add another layer of pattern to the space. My advice in creating a home that you love is to just do that. Follow what you love. If you like the color pink, then add pink to the walls. It doesn't have to be all the walls. Maybe it's an accent wall with some wallpaper, some throw pillows. But you want to feel good in your home. You want your home to reflect who you are. So just think about the things that you love and the things that bring you joy and bring that into your home. I am Amber Guyton, and you're watching Home and Texture House Tours.